am a beast. I am a beast. I am a beast.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
How could you not know we were live? Did you think I wasn't gonna like bring us live?
I thought this was like pre-show. We're shooting the shit, and then it's like, and now we're live.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock, man. We go. We go
Oh
hard here.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's why I was like, I don't have to talk about other stuff. But funny enough, I already did.
Well, they didn't hear any of it because I'm pretty good at the pre-show stuff. So.
All right, cool. All right, then I'll bring it up again later. Yeah,
that's all right. So with me today is Robert Dunne. Robert, we've been friends on Facebook for like a really long time, but we've never spoken before. Like we've spoken like off and on once or twice, but that was about it. And like. We connected because I posted this thing on Facebook. And I was like, anyone got cool like comedy industry stories or stuff like that? And you were like, hey, you want to hear about like pitching shows? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's talk about that. But yeah, so welcome to an impromptu Zero Decorum where I sit around, I talk about whatever the hell fascinates me, and then on the Sunday show, we recap whatever I found interesting throughout the week. And let me tell you, this week has been nothing if not absolutely fascinating. So good to have you here, man. So
that's a good topic to talk about, things that you want to talk about.
Exactly it. Every single morning I want to do that for 4 hours on the radio and be miserable.
Yes.
So,
but
I was going to ask you, like, you do a lot of stuff, and so I've got to ask you. You're an actor, you're a writer, you're an animator, you are doing a podcast. But let's level with me here, Robert. All right. What do you do for money?
I was really hoping I had a really funny answer, but I don't. I was going to say drugs or something.
Nothing cool like that. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about some NFTs that I think are going to be really good for you. And imagine being your own boss. I can do that for you. You know, we'll start you off like you'll work your way up. You know what I mean? Kind of like this, and you'll work your way up. Anyway, no, but for real, what I do, I tapped into a new market. Wow, this is sounding terrible. I tapped into a new market. Listen to me. But no, I work on TikTok Shop, basically, which is a real thing. Anyone who remembers QVC, think of QVC on your phone. And QVC, I host.
But with hyperattention deficit disorder.
Yeah, that's me. And there's, I'm in Los Angeles, but they're everywhere now. It's not just LA. They have different studios now, like legit studios with professional camera equipment and everything. And they showcase like different products and stuff, and they hire hosts, and it's pretty good, like pay depending on the studio you go to. And, and I do that. So it's like, it's cause I wanted to, if I was going to have a job, I wanted to have a job that was like on camera, if possible, some kind of performative thing. And this is like riding the line, but it's fun. Like, so I have fun doing it. And so I do that. So if anyone's on TikTok and they're scrolling through and you see people like, talking about a product, yeah, it's me. And a lot of times they're at studios, like legitimate studios, and people are making a good living. And so I just did that. I figured I'd get on it before like it becomes way too oversaturated, which it probably will in the future. So that's what I do.
We'll see what happens with it. But so when you were back in school back in Tampa doing for animation work, right? Mm-hmm. When you were doing that, did you ever imagine yourself you'd grow up and be the attention deficit disorder version of Mike Rowe?
Mike Rowe. Wow, that's a name. Well, I didn't want to work a dirty job, but I that sounds like something I'd be down for. If my future self said that, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that job. That's fine.
Because before Mike Rowe was Dirty Jobs, he was a host on QVC.
Had no idea. And I had heard recently that because I went to school in Tampa. I had heard that the majority of the filming of QVC was done in St. Pete, Florida, which is like the city right next to Tampa. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I was feeling that energy, but it's a cool job to do. Like as far as other jobs go, like it's a fun job. You get to go into a studio, you talk on camera, you interact with chat too. So it's like it kind of just feels like a podcast to me. Like it really does. It really just feels like a podcast, but I happen to be selling you this coffee cup, but then we're talking too. So
sell me this pen.
I know.
Was that what the interview process was like for that?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, God.
Sell me this luxury handbag, and then I'm like, oh, do you have a luxury handbag? I don't. Well,
I do, and you want to possess it.
Yeah, I just need $2,000 from you. But yeah, it's a fine enough job, and also I will say, when it comes to day, because I'm an actor, and the most actors are, especially nowadays, the industry is kind of like in a weird place. When you are trying to make money, you need a job that has that flexibility, because like if you have an audition, or if you book something, you gotta have to have that job that lets you take the time off, and this kind of work absolutely does. And and it goes week by week. So if it's like, if I booked a job next Wednesday, I'd be like, yeah, I can't come in next Wednesday, and it's fine. So
are you paid on commission? Are you paid hourly, or how does that work?
Commission and hourly. So
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is nice. So it's like, even if the commission, to me, honestly, the commission doesn't even matter, because the hourly is pretty good. So but the commission is like, it's an extra thing. It's like, why not?
So what do they got you selling?
I've moved around to different studios. A lot of actually I'm going out for one for gaming stuff. So I'm like, that's up my alley, is gaming. So I'd be actually able to talk about that. But man, I've talked about a lot of stuff, like a lot of handbags and like bodysuits.
Do they like prep you before you start selling stuff, to be like, here, you're gonna be selling this stuff today, and here's a list of stuff you'll be promoting, and here's like all the key points we want you to hit, or how do they do that?
Kind of like if I don't know what they're called, a studio or an agency, they get a client, like let's say it's Lee handbags. They make jeans, but they make handbags too. They're like, yeah, we got this agency, so you're going to be talking about Lee handbags, and you just get familiar with it really quick. And honestly, you kind of just go with the flow. Again, it feels more like a podcast. I think as long as you're not a shy person and you can just talk your head off, you're fine. You're fine.
So you talk with a chat too? You take callers, or how does that?
No callers. I would actually have fun with that, but no, I see comments, and so I see a lot of comments. But there's people doing it at home now. A lot of stay-at-home moms are doing it at home, and I remember talking to someone, and this one stay-at-home mom was making like $40K a month. Selling on TikTok. Cool. And it's like, it's crazy. But it is the dream job. If you are going after a dream, if you will, that is the dream day job to have, because you work for yourself, you're making a lot of money, and you can take off whenever you want.
When you see an industry like that where people are making $40K a month solo, you just know that corporate America is just sitting there going, "Oh yes, it's gonna be ours. It's gonna be ours."
Yeah.
So do you and other people who do this, do you guys actually have like personalities, or are you like this like really watered down, like I've got to be very proper and prim, or do you guys actually have like punch?
Right. I am someone that could never turn on a customer service personality. I just can't. It's not a part of me. It's just not a part of me. And so I am always just 100% myself. I've had like Karens come into the chat and like complain about dumb stuff, and I just lay into them. I do.
It's not even just Karens, man. It's just people who spend too much time on Reddit and just be like, I gotta complain about this one thing you said. Oh yeah, really? Okay, great, really? Thanks.
Like just yesterday, because I started doing it at home too to make extra money, and some guy who trolled in, he's like, "How many fingers can you put in your butt?" And I was like, "Well, if you go beyond 10, you're gonna need extra help. You can only do so many." And so I played into the trolling, and then the guy's like, "Oh, you're really funny," and like I won the guy over, and now So
that's how you do it.
Yeah, I don't get upset.
Because, dude, like because I was watching TMZ's live stream yesterday, and they do like a live stream like every day live from the news desk or whatever.
I didn't even know they had that.
They had like 5,000 people watching them, and there's this.
Wow.
It's literally just one dude with a headset on. He's looking at his phone to look at the chat, and he's just saying, "Oh, hey Janet, hey Jake." Hey Susan, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh hey, Jacob's over here. Hey Jacob, look at this picture. He shows him a picture on his phone, and nobody can see what the hell he's looking at.
Right.
And Jacob looks at it and goes, "Oh yeah, that's funny." I'm like, could one of you develop a personality?
Yeah.
Like, anything, please. Like I can't do I can't do whatever the hell America has become. I can't do it. It's driving me nuts, dude.
That's why I try to treat it like a show, because otherwise it's going to be boring. I've seen other hosts for real, like they'll be on their phone selling, I don't know, a workout clothing, and they're just like, yeah, this one's going to be in the medium, and they're just like so bored. And I'm like, if you're bored, I'm bored. Like, why would I ever buy from you?
Dude, I would do you so Robert is a long time fan of mine. Like he goes back a long way. Like he was talking to me in the pre-show, and
It's my tat. Just kidding.
It's my until we win tat.
Until we win tat.
Felicia? Yeah. Remember when you still thought you were a guy?
But you know what? In the end, you won. Really?
I always win, man. Somehow
See,
it always ends up winning somehow. I don't know why.
That's my life. That's my life motto until I win, and I can't wait till I do that. We'll see.
Man, you know what? You ain't. Let me tell you something, man. You ain't my mom. All right. You ain't somebody who relied wholly on somebody else to do everything. And when that somebody else passed away, she had to rely on everybody else. And when she refused to pull herself out of a fucking hole, she got dumped by everyone because nobody could fucking stand it anymore. You ain't in that position. You're doing fine.
Oh, this sounds like a personal experience, but
this might have been about 12 years of experience. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But so Robert is a long time fan of mine, and for whatever reason, do you remember? I wanted to ask you, Robert. Do you remember the character I came up with, the Okie Dokie Man?
No, I don't. I watched until we win, and
a little bit after that,
yeah. If you remember that. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the like little intricacies and the characters and stuff.
There was one character I called Okie Dokie Man. I swear I'd love to bring it back for like a TikTok shop, because Okie Dokie Man was like this foreign speaking, almost Russian speaking guy. He goes, "Okay, I sell you this car, $5,500. Okie Dokie."
That's good. That's like an SNL character. I feel like
SNL,
you audition for SNL. Yeah,
totally. And the thing was, the car's a complete piece of junk. Like it had a goat like sleeping in it and stuff like that. It was always $5,500. Okay, I swear. Sometimes I think like on a TikTok shop or something that could go over really well.
Yeah, I mean it would be entertaining because it comes down to like stopping you from scrolling. You want to stop the person from scrolling.
Yeah,
and watch. But yeah, I mean I've been a fan because I think I joked earlier. It was like the beginning of the internet because I'm a Newgrounds. I'm a Newgrounds kid, and I used to animate and stuff. I wasn't like one of the big users. Like I gotta. I'll say that if you got a cartoon on Newgrounds, even though there's a million of them, you had to like, it's not like YouTube where you just upload and it's there. You had to like get voted in.
Yeah. Like
you couldn't just upload a cartoon. I don't know if it still works the same because it can get shut down. Like if people don't like it enough, it's not up.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just remember, so working as an actor now, I relate to this, not an argument you had, but kind of a rant that you had years ago. And I forgot all the context, but you were ranting about Spoonie. And one of the things you said that Auto I relate to now was
for context, Spoonie, the Spoonie one at the time, Noah, he had a SAG card at the time. He was very, very proud of that.
Yeah, and you were like, he has a fucking SAG card. Like, who gives a shit? And as someone with a SAG card, it's all it does is allow me to work union jobs. That's it.
I took so much shit for that line. You have no idea. Cause I was like,
that's weird,
dude. Cause everyone was like, it was like a piece of esteem for people. And I was just like, That's like being in a union. Yeah, congratulations, you got a job. Who gives a whatever, man.
Yeah, I will say the middle ground there is it is difficult to get in the union. So I know it is like an accomplishment if you do, but it doesn't mean like, well, now you're going to be working in big movies. It's just like it's just a pass to get in, and then because if you want to work on any like legitimate TV shows, movies, you do have to have a SAG card. But
which again is which is not the thing I'm shitting on. What I'm constantly shitting on when people and Noah wasn't the only one who did this. There were other people in my life who like gloated about having a SAG card, and I was just like, dude. Here's the problem I have, all right? You're literally like an electrician telling me you're part of the electricians union. Congratulations, dude. Like it's literally fucking meaningless to me.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those things that if you are pursuing acting professionally, you have to get it eventually. It's just one of those things. So when you do get it, it doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else. I know a lot of non-union actors who haven't got their SAG card yet, and they're fucking awesome. You know, so it's just a matter of time when you can or can't get it, but it does make me better than most people. So yeah,
yeah, just like me being a senior software engineer makes me better than everyone else. So
absolutely, better than a junior software engineer.
It is.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
It pays almost $100,000 more a year, so I'll take it.
There we go.
No, yeah, people are really surprised when they stumble on me again after I've shut everything old down and I've moved on to Felicia Mirabel. They're so shocked to learn I'm a senior software engineer. I'm just like, but why?
How has your life now we're switching the interviewer here.
What is going on?
How has your life changed from those days to now? Do you feel happier now? Do you want to go? Would you want to go full-time content creation? What's your thoughts?
I'll tell you exactly what my dreams are right now. So first off,
first you need your SAG card. That's your first thing.
I need the SAG after card because I want to be in radio. So
absolutely,
I need the after part. That's there's no negotiation there.
I think I have my SAG card somewhere. Do I have it on me?
Oh no!
Should I flash that shit?
Oh, you just flash it like, yo, I'm gonna get in the
here it is.
SAG card.
There we go. What's up, baby? I'm legit.
But
anyway,
no, I actually so all right, we'll recap me really quick because I want to get back to you. But after Until We Win, I did a whole bunch of live streaming and podcasting stuff, did all this stuff, and then moved out to New Hampshire, blah blah blah, whatever. And then tried like multiple suicides. That sucked. Don't recommend it. And then eventually I was just talking to my therapist. My therapist was like, maybe you should just try estrogen. And I was just like, yeah, okay. So I tried it, and then I was like, oh, man, I'm super happy now. Cool. And that was basically what that life arc was like. In terms of like in terms of how I got into software engineering and all that, I've always been in live streaming. I've been in live streaming since before Until We Win was a thing. Right. I've always been in that industry. I started working part as tech and then worked into encoding engineering, live streaming engineering, and then I moved my way into software engineering, and now I'm a senior software engineer for a government for a federal thing that I can't really discuss.
Send me the documents in an email.
Yeah, I'll be sure to lose my job for that. Sure. Yeah. Let me put that right at the top of the list, Rob.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been doing that for, almost 10, 20 years now. But what I really want, my passion, honestly, dude, is because I am a loudmouth, big egotistical. I have this gnawing need to feel accomplishment and fulfillment and all that stuff. I want to be a show host. I want to be that radio host, that morning drive host. I'm pretty decent at it, and so that's my dream is to move into that, to content creation full time.
Right.
But I have bigger thoughts and stuff like that, but
I absolutely can relate because the podcast I do. I
was going to get
shameless
to that.
Plug.
I'll
Down with DP. It's the DP is my last name and my co-host last name, but it's funny because it sounds like
it sounds like fist fucking. I know, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm hilarious.
We're not on the radio here. It's fine.
Great. But to talk about radio, I do treat my podcast like more because I've always been a fan of morning radio. There's just something about it I liked, and I treat it more like a morning radio show than I do like typically like two comedians talking for an hour. like there's segments and there's sounds and stuff. So I try to make it more fun. But yeah, I'm just saying that because I also love radio in general and would love to do that. That would be so much fun.
Robert, I cannot tell you how much I absolutely despise morning radio right now.
Oh, well, that sucks because I love it. No, I'm just kidding.
The morning radio that's today, I can't stand it. Oh my God.
I guess because our morning radio shows probably differ.
Probably a little bit. I mean, you being in LA, me being in New York, a little bit different because the ones I can find out here in New York are like the really sappy, happy, like, oh, we're kooky coworkers who work together. No. Like, oh my God. Oh, somebody get a real personality. What is this?
It's funny. The one I listen to is called The Woody Show. The Woody Show. And they're definitely more cynical. They're not the slap happy.
I can do cynical because it's so less cynical out here and so much more like corporate polished clean humor, and I'm just like, oh my God, just kill me.
They want to stay on the air, they want to keep their jobs, that's probably why.
There's a way to do it, and that's real art. There's a way to not be that, and it's drives me nuts, dude. Drives me nuts.
But I'm originally from New York too, so I knew you were from New York. But yeah, I'm originally from Brooklyn. I'm not sure what part are you from.
Staten Island.
Staten Island, brother.
Yeah, Staten Island. Yeah, I'm from the garbage dump. It's okay. I get it.
Put my trash there.
Listen, if there's one thing about Staten Island everybody needs to know, it's that I know how to drive a vehicle. I know how to drive a vehicle. I know exactly how large the vehicle is, and I know exactly how to squeeze that vehicle through tiny spaces. That is the one good thing Staten Island has taught me. Everything else, the high blood pressure, the anxiety, all of that, horrible traits to have.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
and they don't actually dump trash there anymore, right?
They stopped dumping trash there. They built a giant park, the biggest park in all of New York City, Great Kills Park or Fresh Kills Park, and then they had to close half of it down for a decade because they found radioactive waste being used as fill.
Oh, and they're making too many superheroes when people went over there.
When by superheroes,
or they died.
Yeah, but by superheroes, what they actually mean is they're giving St. Jude's Children's Hospital way too much money from insurance claims.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, and then they cleaned it up, and it's all better now. But yeah,
I was hoping we were going to get like the Boys kind of situation, but I guess not.
No, it was more like, I'm sorry, but Make-A-Wish is here, ma'am.
Yeah. Also, how is the weather there? Because I forgot I'm in a heat wave. I should probably turn on my AC unit. Otherwise, I'm going to die.
It's humid and clear out, and I hate that combination because it means it's going to be hot and I'm going to be sweating all day.
I'm going to reach over to my AC unit really quick.
Touch that AC unit. Touch it.
Yeah, I'll do it in 5 seconds.
Touch it. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
4.
I'm back. That was quick.
4 seconds.
Look at that.
4.
Wow.
Look at that.
Hey,
that was fast.
I hate dead air, so I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be Trump either. What was that? No.
I don't know. Sometimes that happens.
I don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy. I need an AC unit.
I need the AC unit on
at all times.
I need Jamie Vance away from my couches. Oh my God.
Oh man.
He just turned into Trump for half a second. Like, what was that?
That happens. Like you'll hear me. I don't know why I do it. Like sometimes I'll just go into Hulk Hogan. You'll hear me say brother for no reason. No reason. I'll just say to anyone, like, listen, brother.
Do you do voice acting?
I do voiceover stuff. Voiceover stuff. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't know why I called it that, but I do. I do the voiceovers, and I audition for stuff like that because I have my SAG card, so I was able to do that.
Because I got my SAG card. I went to Starbucks this morning because I got my SAG card,
and they're like, "We don't care." Also in LA, everyone behind you in line also has a SAG card. I was like, come on, give me a discount, man. Come on.
My SAG card.
Come on. There's no more work. Give me a discount.
I ride the bus because I got a SAG card.
Yeah.
Can't afford the car anymore. So.
Yeah. There is a sad truth to that.
Yeah. I mean, you get most of your revenue from the TikTok shop stuff, which, by the way, absolutely fascinating. But you also do like a lot of indie work as well. You were in, I didn't realize this, but you were in Cannibal Comedian. One of my favorite B movies I think I've
No
seen
way.
in a long time. Oh my god, that movie's so stupidly great.
Oh yeah, I actually had no idea you even saw it. But yeah, that was yeah.
Because I have a fascination with like B movies because I'm a huge MST3K fan, and I saw this title Cannibal Comedian, and I'm just like, that sounds so stupid. It has to be something I have to watch. And it turned out to be a pretty nice hokey comedy horror thing. I liked it. It was good. But yeah, your role in that was pretty interesting. You were the it wasn't the club owner. What would you it was club owner. Okay.
Yeah, he was a club owner. He was definitely the villain of the movie.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
And funny enough, the cannibal is the hero. But yeah, you hear the title "Cannibal Comedian" and you think of like what did you call it? Cocaine Bear or something. But it's really not like that kind of movie. It's kind of, dare I say, taken seriously. I don't know.
The way I would describe it to anybody who's never seen it, and please go out and see it if you haven't. It's again, don't go out looking at it as if you're going to be watching like the next like 10-star film ever. But if you go into it with the mindset of I'm going to have fun with this movie and I'm going to take it for what it is, it's awesome. But
thanks, man.
If you you as a Carrie was fantastic in it. I loved it. But one of the things that I would describe this film as, it's a combination of Joker, like the DC movie Joker, and Sweeney Todd. There's like I don't want to like spoil too much of it, but like there are meatballs involved. Right. Yeah, there's definitely like I mean, I guess that's how all movies are. It takes a turn in the middle, you know, when you hit the midpoint of a story like that. I feel like after the midpoint, it gets really wacky. That's when my character comes in. He's kind of like a cartoonishly, like I was dipping into like Pauly Shore meets Dice, I guess. You know, there's obviously like a Dice Clay like thing to it. There's a little Dice Clay going on there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pick that up. Absolutely.
But yeah, that was just made by, it's a like as far as behind the scenes goes, it was Sean Heights who directed it. Myself, Sean, Aaron Prager, who plays the cannibal. It was just a bunch of friends making a movie together. You know, that's really what it was. And he had this silly idea, and it was, you know, it's a cannibal who's kind of tired of being of just like living on his, like wherever he lives with other cannibals. And he's like, I kind of want to try stand-up comedy. And then he finds out how brutal it really is. And it's, you know,
stand-up's not easy. It's fun, but it's not easy.
It's not. Yeah. Even when, cause my character Carrie, he's not funny and he steals jokes from other comics. And there was a scene where I had to go up and we had like background, like as the audience, and they're supposed to not laugh. They're not supposed to laugh. And when I was doing my stand-up, even though it was in the script, it still felt weird. It felt like I was bombing, even though it was in the script.
And that is so, dude. Because I did stand-up comedy for a little while too, and I never did like anything major or anything. I was like follow-up act to like or the lead up to a headliner once. And you know, but it was fun. But man, the thing about it is like if your jokes don't hit, you're alone on that stage. The lights are on you, and you're just like, I would like to try an open mic, and I wouldn't tell anyone I'm doing it. I don't want any, or I'd go with a friend who has never done it, and then we're gonna bomb. First time, and then we can like talk shit about it afterward, you know, grab a beer. And if I'm ever out in LA, we're totally doing an open mic night.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Hell yeah.
We might have to have to do that, and then we're gonna bomb. Well, actually, you've had some experience, so maybe.
I mean, I don't have any material written, so I gotta do that.
Yeah, I know. We should come up with material for sure.
Yeah, that'd be useful rather than just going on stage for 5 minutes going, I didn't write anything, so I'm just gonna stand here for 5 minutes and Andy Kaufman my way through this.
What's the deal with I don't know.
What's the deal with outdated Seinfeld references? Yeah.
I don't know. What's the deal with SAG cards? It doesn't even SAG. I don't know. That was terrible. Please don't come out to see us, everyone. Don't get your tickets.
What's the deal with SAG cards? There's no testicles on them.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
But you were also, and I haven't seen this one yet, and I haven't really read anything about it yet, but you were in Fuck Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. That was like a random thing where I was just called in to be a father, and it was just like a quick gig. It was just like a 1, 2, 3, like, just a quick role. And then it just became bigger on the day, and and it got me like a credit in the movie, and I was like, oh, I thought this was just like a whatever, show up, leave with a paycheck. Okay. Yeah, but it ended up like I thought it was just going to be uncredited, but I was like, hey, if you want to add to the IMDb, add it. Get that star meter. It's all about the star meter on IMDb. That's one of the running gags is like, I try to make fun of the pretentiousness that. I think that's my go-to to deal with any pretentiousness is to make fun of it. So anytime I'm around other actors, I'm like, all right, guys, let's see each other's star meter. Let's see who has the better star meter. Let's go. So, and for those of you who don't know the star meter, it's a rating system on IMDb. It means nothing, but, some actors take it very seriously.
People take it very, especially the lower tier actors. I've noticed they take it very seriously. It's like stand-up comedians. They'll take their position in the night's lineup very seriously. So if you're the one doing the tab call, did we call it tab call? Basically, you're working the checks. The waitresses are handing out the checks, and so everyone's distracted. If you're that comedian, people consider you to be like the cleanup comedian, like the nobody really gives a shit comedian.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so you have the opener, you have the opening act, you have the headliner. Sometimes you'll have maybe one or two opening acts or whatever. Then you'll have the one doing the check, and then maybe the headliner again or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're specifically doing the check spot, people just consider you to be thrown for some reason. There's a hierarchy of stand-up comedians you've never heard of, but internally, it's super important to them. I was one of those stand-up comedians who's just just put me on stage, man. I don't care. Yeah,
I always thought it was either opener for a headliner, or if it's a show, I just thought it was line of comedians, headliner. That's all I thought. I thought everyone was
depends on the show.
Yeah.
So if you're just working a comedy club on a weeknight, there could be an opener, there could be a host. He could be the MC doing the whole night, and then he'll bring in your opening act, and then maybe another opening act, and then the headliner will do maybe 45 or an hour spot. Then there'll be somebody who comes in to specifically do the check spot, or the headliner will handle it, or the MC will handle it, and then the closing act, which is either the headliner again or somebody else, or the MC giving out a closing round or something like that. But yeah, so and then but it was so funny when I'm doing whatever little stand-up work I'm doing, there are comedians oh, you're doing the check spot today, and I'm just and
yeah, who cares?
I'm doing it.
Yeah, and nowadays I do feel like you probably have to film your sets, and I feel like it's all social media now. With stand up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to be willing to do it. I remember I was trying to help a stand up comic out, and they were kind of doing it, but also not really. But they got on Kill Tony, and they I edited their act for them with the captions and everything. Never posted it. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. It's exposure, but whatever. I can't force anyone to do anything. So, yeah.
There we go. My mute switch stopped working for a minute. I was what is going on?
Oh no! Oh, back.
See, that was really annoying. I was trying to cough, and my microphone's not muting. I'm like, what's going on? I need to cough.
No one can know that I cough.
I mean, with a microphone like this, you hear every little thing, but it sounds gorgeous. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I have this audio sweetened up so much in my audio stack. It's ridiculous.
That's funny. Yeah, I like my mic. I don't want to get into microphone talk, but yeah, I would like a mic like that someday. Someday, you'll see.
I'll help you out one day. We'll figure it out for you, because you generally don't need. But let's not get into. You generally don't need an expensive microphone. It's more the whole audio stack. But we can get into that. But you said you being irreverent, I guess is one way to put it, or at least maybe not so much on the formalities scale of things. I guess is that kind of what drove you in your writing for things like Dark Knight Retires?
Oh yeah, so that was a web series that my friend Hunter Davis, he was I don't know if he's still doing it. I haven't talked to him in a while. Really great guy, talented dude. He was a YouTuber. He went viral for, this is when YouTube doing impressions was a new thing, and he did a really good impression of Ian McKellen. and he went viral for the guy who did an Ian McKellen voice, and he came up with this silly idea of Batman but retiring, and then I played Robin, and it was it was actually a lot of work. Hunter really put a lot of effort into it. And then we did like a spin-off series where Robin was basically doing vlogs, and he's kind of an idiot. And so it was just called the Robin Video Diaries, but I think they still hold up. I'm not saying it's my best work, but it's work. Yeah. Non-union, no SAG card needed.
There you go. I mean, the non-union, no SAG card needed here, baby. So let me ask you this. Let's talk about work. Let's talk about actual, honest to God, hard work. The work you apparently love because you were in animation early on. It was what you went to school for. And then you post on my Facebook post like, hey, what about somebody who's trying to pitch cartoons to these companies? You want to hear about that? And I'm just like, yeah. Are you kidding me? So take me through this. First off, how do you even get from, hey, I've got an idea for a cool cartoon to getting something pitchable?
So that's a really good question, because the first time I ever pitched a show, it was at Disney. That was the first time. And the way I got that was I was at San Diego Comic-Con one year, and there is a mixer that kind of happens where executives and like people that work in the animation business kind of meet, like a lot of them, like at this bar. And I forget, I think it was a rep at the time introduced me to whoever was in charge of development at Disney. And those people, they move around all the time. So whoever's in charge of development this year could definitely be a person. So this person has moved on, but at the time they were in development at Disney, and probably had a few whiskey sours in, and was like, it was me and my writing partner. He's like, yeah, you guys should pitch one time. Come on in.
Yeah, why not?
And I'm like, I'm going to hold you to that. And we did. And he stood to his word, and we first time I ever pitched was at Disney because of that. And then after that, it's really just, if you want to pitch a show, if you know nothing about it, because if you know nothing about how to pitch a show or what you need, all you really need is your pitch deck, which is just an explanation of your show. You can research on like what pitch decks are. It's not super complicated, but it just needs to be engaging. You don't have to, at least with animation, as far as I know, you don't have to have an animated pilot. Some people think they have to spend a bunch of money or make a cartoon pilot to show. You can if you want. You don't have to. You could just go in with your pitch deck. And you can definitely reach out to development. If you can track down whoever's in charge of development at whatever studio, Nickelodeon, Disney, there's a bunch of other studios too. You can do that and see if you can schedule a meeting. Like, obviously, like I'm in LA. I'm like minutes away from Nickelodeon. Yeah. So like, it's not a big thing for me. But they do video pitches as well. And that's just kind of how I got on it. So, and what's also great too, is that if you pitch to a studio, let's say I've pitched to Nickelodeon probably like 5 times, and
5. Wow.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And, if you get in the door once and they like you, they're like, hey, this show wasn't right for the time, but we like him. They'll let you back in, and it's a lot easier to schedule another pitch. So that's how you're able to get in. It's really just breaking the ice that first time. But, yeah, and that's kind of how you want to go about it. It's obviously easier if you have a rep, if you have an agent or something, but most of my pitches I got without one. And it was just me sending an email, reaching out to some, like, again, in LA, people that know people. It's like, oh, hey, can I send you this? And then you send it to them. Reach out to see if you can find the email of like a development assistant. Like I wouldn't email the person directly and just like, hey, I have this idea. Here's like my log line. It's a show about this.
Don't email the person directly. Email the person that person trusts.
Right. Because they're going to be the filter. And yeah, and then if the assistant, scheduled it, then you're in. But like I had a pitch to Cartoon Network, and that was all video. I did it right here where I'm sitting, and had a great time. And then I recently had a pitch to Nickelodeon not too long ago for a show, and that was awesome. So it's you go in, and I would say when you go into the room, it was like It was a typical boardroom with the big windows overlooking the city. And it was probably like head of development, a few other managers, an assistant, and really just go in with your personality.
You think they were sitting there all day? They were just like listening to pitches all day by the time they got to you, and they were just like, man. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
Maybe.
Probably.
It's probably. I mean, they probably listen to a lot of pitches. So I try to go in. I try to make them laugh. I try to make it a good time, and also to show that I'm very passionate about my idea and I know what I'm talking about, because every single pitch I've ever had, I have always gotten a question that I wasn't ready for. I don't know how they do it. They always come up with that question that's like, oh, I wasn't prepared mentally for this. So you have to think of it on the spot. So, just be ready for that. Be ready for some questions like that.
Well, and, you know why they do that, right? You know how they do it. Well, I mean, no, never mind why. You know how they do it.
Oh,
I tell you exactly how they do it. They're working inside their corporate machine, and they have specific needs, and you don't see exactly what that machine's doing. And so what they're asking you when they catch you off guard like that is asking, hey, how does this solve our specific concern right this second? That's exactly what it is.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point. And what's also difficult is you don't really know what they're looking for at the time, you know. And I remember I pitched a show, and it was probably the best pitch I ever did, and and then I got some insider information that this studio wanted kind of like something more creepily, like more sci-fi creepiness. I think like Stranger Things was big at the time, and they wanted something like that. And then by the time I developed a show or wrote a show to pitch, they were already over it. So that's the thing. It's hard to like it's like a right time, right place situation, because you're like, wait, just a few months ago you wanted scary show, now you want silly show. What happened? That's just how it is.
Well, you see, Mr. Dunne, our metrics came back, and our people are a little bit oversaturated on the horror stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
So we kind of decided to do a complete 180 pivot to horror, and now we'd like Care Bears but cuter.
Yeah, you know what? I should just do the opposite. You know, if they want something scary, I'm like, okay, so I'm going to develop something very joyful. So by the time I get there, they're going to want this. So I'm just going to do everything the opposite. But
you'd be amazed how well being a contrarian actually works.
That's true. And but I will say I've gotten the closest I've gotten so far, because it's really hard to get a show made. It really is. And I've gotten to a pilot before, and it was just to tell you like how everything might seem so perfect, and you're like, oh, I'm in. I remember I got to a pilot, and we ended up casting Tom Kenny, like SpongeBob. He was the lead. So I got to direct him in the studio, which felt weird because I'm like, who am I to tell Tom Kenny how to perform? You know.
Meanwhile, Tom Kenny's sitting over there. He's just like, for fuck's sake, can you just give me some anything to work with, dude?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But obviously I played the part, and I did what I had to do. But yeah, even that show, like, we had a fully animated thing. It was beautiful. Tom Kenny's voice. We also cast an actor named K. Trevor Wilson. He was in the show Letterkenny, or I don't know, is that show still going on? I don't know. But he kind of had like a deep voice like this, and then you had like Tom Kenny, like, with the SpongeBob-y voice. So it was like a good dynamic. But yeah, even that was like hard to sell like officially in Greenlight. There's just a lot of shows, because you get a show, even if they say yes, it goes into development. Now that doesn't mean that it's going to go on air, though. It just means it's getting developed to possibly go on air. But what's cool about development is you do get hired. That is a paid job.
It's a paycheck.
But it doesn't mean, it's a paycheck. You are getting paid to develop your own show, but it doesn't mean it's going to be greenlit. So yeah, it's just a long process. It can be really rewarding, but it is very time consuming. I would say do it if you are passionate. Because
I think a lot of people who imagine this sort of fictional Hollywood stuff, they're thinking you pitch the show, the next week you're already in the studio making episodes, and that's just not how it works, man. It's a whole system, right? Yeah. I would say the best piece of advice is don't put all your eggs in one basket, because there are people that might have their perfect cartoon show idea, and you're like, I think this would be perfect on Adult Swim. I have the perfect. It's like,
It's Smiling Friends meets Rick and Morty. It's so awesome. And then you go in and they're like, yeah, we already kind of have a show like that, but we really like it, but we're going to pass. And then you're like, okay, now what do I do? Like, okay, now the show means nothing. So you either develop it yourself independently, or you think of a new idea and you go back. It's back to the drawing board, literally. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's the creative process, though, ain't it, man?
It is.
Like, I got all these different ideas. I better throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and then eventually maybe something will stick. But until then, start selling stuff on TikTok Shop.
Yep, exactly. Whatever day job, any kind of creative person out here. I've been lucky because at least the job I'm working is like fun and performative and on camera, and but yeah, I mean the typical like actors who are servers, actors who are doing whatever. I mean, it's there for a reason, mostly because of the scheduling freedom. Because you kind of have that's kind of what sucks, is like you have to kind of have a job that gives you that freedom to take off whenever you need to. So that's why you see the stereotype of like an act. I've never been a server in my life. I don't think I can handle dealing with like rude customers, because I would just say something and I would get fired. But yeah, I think that's why, because it's the scheduling freedom, So
yeah. So let me pitch a cartoon idea to you, Robert.
Okay.
Let me see what you think about it, because I think it's kind of a cool idea. I just came up with
the
it.
answer's no, Biff. That was a Back to the Future reference, if anyone knows. The answer's no.
I think it's appropriate for my age, but I think anybody younger than us is going to be like, why did you make a Back to the Future reference?
Because it's cool. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I love the retro aesthetic so much. I love that 80s synthwave retro aesthetic. I love that so much. It's so cool.
It is.
But no, let me pitch this idea to you, Robert. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the whole grand pitch. You ready?
Oh boy.
Voltron, but on cocaine.
So just Voltron.
Just Voltron, but more cocaine.
More cocaine. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's pitch that to Disney. I think they'd be on board 100%.
Yeah, I'm thinking age range like 6 to 10 range audience.
Yeah. We can have we can have both the Voltron type toys.
Yes.
And we can corner the kid drug market.
Right. Get it. Get them when they're young.
Get them when they're young.
Yeah. No, just kidding. I do not promote child drug addicts. Just for the record,
we don't promote child drug addicts here.
We don't do that here.
No.
Okay.
In fact, what we do promote is praying that Ryan Reynolds falls off his lawnmower and tears his face off, so he never has to appear again ever as Deadpool.
Oh, see, I felt that about Jared Leto.
Yeah, okay.
Are you a Jared Leto fan? It's okay if you are.
Not really, but I did like him in He-Man. He was actually really good as Skeletor.
I have yet to see that, but
you should see it. It's actually he pulls a Roll Julia and pulls that movie out of the trash.
Okay. Oh well, here's my only thing. Actually, I'm kind of like exaggerating it. The only thing that I find weird about Jared Leto is like, didn't he have like a cult thing where he would meet with people in gowns and like stuff? Like,
dude, how many people in Hollywood have a cult thing?
I don't know. I feel like I'm behind. I need a cult.
I feel like everybody builds a cult just so they can have something to fall back to in case their career like explodes, their entertainment career explodes, and they can be like, well, now I'm a religious cult leader and I'm a televangelist now. I feel like something like everybody's got that backup plan in Hollywood. Like, yeah, it all goes to shit, and like I'm a Pentecostal preacher now. Woo!
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna start a cult.
Ooh.
So anyone who wants to join,
what kind of cult would you start? Would it be like a religious cult, a UFO cult, a Bigfoot cult?
Ooh, I like the sci-fi angle. Yeah, we just have to like build a little town in the middle of the desert.
Oh hell yeah!
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Why don't we buy one of those abandoned towns in the middle of like New Mexico or something?
Ooh, yeah.
And we can make it like the official UFO hunters, like, town.
Yeah, and if you don't follow us, they're gonna get you.
They're gonna get you.
We're
nowhere near Area 51, so they can't find you.
Yeah, we're the only ones that can protect you, brother. So let's do it. I don't know.
You have the weirdest obsession with Hulk Hogan. It's so strange.
I don't know. It's weird. I was never into wrestling, but I'll just like break into Hulk Hogan or Macho Man for no reason. No one asked for it. I just did it.
So how do you develop a pitch exactly? Like, what is it? So actually, let's get really specific. Let's take a cartoon that was just declined and whatever, right? How do you go from I had this idea for this cartoon, this animation, to here's my pitch deck, to here's me standing in this corporate beige, boring as hell meeting room delivering this pitch? What is that specific creative process like?
So for me, I actually have my pitch deck in my hand right now. So I'm just gonna flash it really quick. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like my breakdown of my characters. Like this is like the world, and then I go into like the breakdown of the character here. I usually hire an illustrator because even though I do art, it's illustrations like its own thing, and I just do the breakdown of the characters and the world, also episode ideas as well, and then a little bit about me on there, so they know who who I am. And yeah, but it all starts from just what makes me laugh, like what makes me laugh and what kind of scenario could I put my characters in. And I definitely grew up on Nicktoons, so that kind of humor, Rocko's Modern Life is my favorite show, my favorite cartoon show. Life. That's the one.
Rocko's Modern Life.
And so I usually have pitch shows towards that age range too, like which I guess would be like, probably like 13 to whatever 18 kind of realm.
13 that's when men stop growing, so yeah, basically.
Like I'm a big fan of Zim as well, like anyway, stuff like that. But I have whatever makes me laugh. But if there is an idea that I'm like, oh, this feels more Adult Swim, then I'll just gear it towards that. And but it comes down to, so if you're thinking of a cartoon show, I would, depending on the cartoon show too, if you're going like drama, I usually go comedy. So if you want like a comedy cartoon, make it about what makes you laugh over like the concept, over like, well, should it be about robots meets cowboys? Don't worry about that. Like, what makes you laugh? What's funny? And maybe it just happens to be that it works out that they're robots and cowboys, but think of like the material first, like the joke. Because otherwise, if you don't have that, because I could think of a robot cowboy show. Who cares? And it could be really bad. But if you're funny, I think that goes a long way.
See, I would totally focus on an Adult Swim cartoon like Santa's Everyday Life, when it's just Santa just sipping on some fucking whiskey at the end of the day, going, "Oh my god, I can't stand these elves."
Oh, that's funny.
They keep filing these fucking complaints at me, and I'm just like, "Don't you understand your slave labor? Just shut up."
Yeah, it could be. It almost like it could be like called like North Pole HR or something like that, like something like the HR of Santa's factory. That would be really funny. That sounds really funny, actually. Like,
sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, like, does Santa have an HR? I don't know, but in this show he does. And maybe it's,
what if Santa was like the Howard Stern of like Christmas, and he's just like the super rock star, and he's just got all this crazy stuff happening around him, and he's just got these elves who are just like these complete misfits, and we're just like, why aren't you making toys? What are you doing right now? That'd be fun.
June. It's June, Santa. It's June.
It's June, and we got 8 billion kids in this world. Back to work.
Exactly. That's funny. That's funny. He has a podcast, but it only broadcasts to the North Pole. Yeah. Did you hear my new episode?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, well, yeah. Check it out.
Or even better, in the modern day, Santa's completely disconnected because there's like no fiber internet out there, and he's just like completely shocked to learn about iPhones and stuff. He's like, "What is this?" Yeah.
I don't know how to make this shit. Yeah, that could be fun. That'd be a good. That would be funny. But yeah, like if it came down, let's say you wanted to do that, I would say, if anyone had an Adult Swim kind of idea, make your pitch deck. I would say what I like to do is like your cover.
A
giant penis, obviously with a Santa hat on it, and just say your log line. So like basically a sentence saying what your show is. Oh, Santa has to deal with his HR. This is a terrible log line, but research log lines. I mean, but basically, it's about Santa's HR department, and then explain your world. Like, where are we? Where are we in the North Pole? Are we in Chicago? Where are we at? So we're in the North Pole. You're explaining it, and then you go into your character breakdown. Santa Claus, maybe whoever he hired for HR. Is Mrs. Claus in it? You know, maybe a few elves. I would keep your character count. This is obviously subjective. This is my preference. I try not to go over 5 characters in my pitch because I don't want to give them 10 characters and they're like, because they have 50 other pitches behind me, right? So I try to keep it simple. If they like it, then they'll sometimes ask for like an extended Bible or just more information in general. That's where you can let them have it. That's when you can be like, okay, here's the other 10 characters you didn't know about. But make it simple as possible, character breakdown, and then episode ideas. I usually do 4 max, and then I'll have an explanation of like season 1 of like where I want the story to go.
Do you think maybe that's like a big problem with people trying to pitch these shows is that they've done this whole world building in their heads already, but they're trying to present this in like a 5-minute elevator pitch type thing?
Yeah, well, luckily if you schedule a meeting, you have like, I think the pitches I've gone was like a half hour. Okay. But you're absolutely right. In fact, I have a friend, love him to death, and I'm not gonna say their name, but they want to do like a comic series, and they have this big expanding universe. And I remember him pitching me the idea, and it's like, yeah, then I'm thinking like in graphic novel number 1, this happens, 2, 3, and then there's gonna be spinoffs, and then so it's gonna be a whole cinematic world. And so my first question was, all right, what's issue number 1 about? And they're like dumbfounded, like I think everyone wants to look at the big picture, and I get it because you're passionate. But just tell me what's episode 1 about, and don't tell me episode 2, anything about episode 2. Tell me just what episode 1's about.
Everyone wants the MCU, but no one wants to go through the shitty years where Peter Parker sucks.
Right. No one wants that. And because, you want to get to the epic battle, but guess what? You're a storyteller. You have to build it up. You have to make me want to get to the epic battle. Like, otherwise, I'm not going to care about these people fighting at all.
How do you make the people in the room care?
So I try to come in, like, again, this is like this. There's different ways to go about this. I'm squeezing
you for every last bit of information I can get out of this. I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah. So what I do, which might not work, I think it comes down to like, whatever your personality is, whatever mine is. I try to come in and I try to lighten up the room. I try to like crack a few jokes here and there. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's not, but I try to loosen up the room. I also, I learned there was one pitch I had where I got some insider information, and I learned that one of the development heads was into, I'm trying to be vague on purpose here, was into a very nerdy franchise that I am also familiar with. And I like kind of leaked stuff in my conversation of like, oh yeah, let's just say it's, I don't know, Voltron. I was like, yeah, I wonder if they're going to do like more Voltron stuff maybe someday. And they're like, oh, I love Voltron. Oh, you do? Oh yeah, dude, I love Voltron. And then I'll get into it. That would happen once, and that really worked out. But and it's genuine too. I'm not going to pretend to like something just because they like it. It happened to be something that I also really liked, so it just worked out. But I try to like lighten up the mood. I try to do small talk, but fun, if that's possible, fun small talk before I get into it. And then eventually, once I feel it out, I'm like, okay, they're settled in their chairs. They kind of got to know who I am, because at the end of the day, they're going to be working with you. And if you're not fun, if you're not, if you seem like a pain in the ass or just boring, they're not going to want to work with you. So I try to win them over with like who I am, I guess, as a person, whatever that means, and then go into my spiel, so, we're cracking some jokes, we're talking back and forth, getting the conversation going. And then I'm like, all right, so this is my show. And then I'll go into it. And then this way I feel like I have a good judge of their character. I have a good judge of things that they find funny. because sometimes, I'll try to, I'm very sarcastic. So sometimes, if I notice they're picking up on sarcasm really well, I know I can lean more into that. So it actually helps my pitch out. So it's, I think if you have a good personality, you're friendly, but if you go in boring and you're like, okay, here's my idea. It is Ghostbusters, but if they were underwater, it's called Underwater Ghostbusters. Then they're like, all right, she's just so. And I'll tell you an example of that. My first ever pitch, the one I said that I went to Disney, the worst pitch I ever gave. I came in with a bullet point presentation.
Yeah.
I read it like this. The guy was probably bored out of his mind, and thinking back, I'm like, yeah, that was terrible. I learned to like, you can come in with like, notes, of course, but just make it organic. Just make it a conversation. Make it like you're talking. I felt like I was talking with my buddies. That's how it felt. So
like, have we had like we had here with your interview today? I've got a bunch of notes on you, but I haven't fed you anything or anything like that.
No.
We've just been sort of rolling with it. So that's kind of what your pitches are like. You stick to a general slide deck and you go with and just sort of go with where the room feels like it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have also what's really good to do if you do schedule a pitch meeting, I would highly suggest rehearsing like with a friend, or if you have a writing partner, obviously that would be really good. I've done that. Like I had a pitch meeting at Warner Brothers once with a friend, and yeah, we like played it out. Just him and I just pretending what are we going to say? And so we have an idea of like, okay, so we're going to enter it. This is how we're going to explain the show. And then we're going to get into the characters. They'll probably interrupt and ask a question, which could throw you off because you're like, hey, this is not what I rehearsed. But you just got to be ready. Just be ready for anything to happen. But, go in. It's not a do or die situation. So, because they want to like it too. Because the thing about development people is, they're going to be picky because if they start greenlighting stuff that is just shitty, they're going to lose their job. So if you can convince them that like, hey, this is not shitty. And I really think, and you can even say why it fits like that studio in particular. Like if you're doing Adult Swim, being like, look, I've seen the success of this show, and what's also good is coming in with saying like, oh, it's this meets this. Like I joked before of like, oh, it's Smiling Friends meets Rick and Morty. Yeah, you could. Yeah, if your show is that, say that. Because executives want that visual. They're like, okay, I see. So it's like, it's this like kind of maybe science adventure, but way more unhinged in the realm of smiling. That gives them an idea of what it's going for. So have fun with it.
I would love to see the look on people's faces if you gave them a pitch of it's Rick and Morty, but it's meets Ren and Stimpy, and you're just like, is that safe for anything?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh man, so Robert, thank you so much for your time today, man. I really appreciate it. I think we had a pretty great hour here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Man.
This is fun.
Where can people find you, brother?
Oh, so you can find me on Instagram.com. And it's
as opposed to Instagram.prodigy.
Yeah, exactly. Instagram.ai. And my username is it's Robert Dunne, Dunne. And then you can go on TikTok. It's Go Robert Ranger. That's my TikTok.
You still using that name, Go Robert Ranger?
Yeah, sure am. Yeah.
After all these years. Oh man, that's great.
I'm doing some alpha male shit. So, but my Instagram is really where I'm the most active. So it's Robert Dunne is the name. So check me out there. And I post sketches and stuff on Instagram. And so hopefully you like it. And then also Down with DP podcast. So if you want to check that out, also on Instagram, Down with DP podcast, which is cool because you can write into the show anonymously. So if you want to ask me some unhinged questions or not unhinged, nice questions, you can go on Down with DP podcast on Instagram and submit a question. It takes like 10 seconds. So
all right. Awesome.
Yeah, that's really it.
Well, Robert,
it's this show. If you're watching, I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
And that's about it.
There you go. Down with DP podcast. That's Mr. Robert Dunne. Thank you so much, Robert, for the fascinating look into pitching cartoons at Disney and Nickelodeon. Fascinating.
And I will see you in the
world.
pitch room for North Pole HR or whatever.
Ooh, North Pole HR
Or whatever we were talking about. I'll see you there. I'll see you there.